Hey guys, Colourpop here, and today I'm going to do another intro video. I wasn't going to do this, but because I'm not doing the Pan That palette this year with the Pintastic Ladies, or really a Pan That palette at all, I figured I would do Pan Those Eyeshadows this year. I really need to work on my singles. So I do rotate through my palettes actually quite well. I have my monochromatic year project pan also that I'm doing, that I'm going to be adding in one eyeshadow palette every month so that I can, work on that. I am using my Riviera palette today, so I kind of did like a super neutral look, which when you look at the palette, you're like, you can't get neutral out of that palette, but somehow I did. So that's what's happening. So in this project videos, you will be seeing updates to my Baby Panlet palette, which is my Too Faced. I've only worn this twice this year so far, so not really much progress. I'm not even going to screenshot this as my beginning one. I actually already screenshotted the picture from the closeout of 2019 projects. So that is what you're going to see, but hopefully I will have some significant pan. I mean, I already have pan on all of these, but more pan on all of these coming up in the future months. So I'm only really going to update you on this one when I have progress to show you. So my plan is to get that palette out by my birthday, which is actually the exact middle of the year, which is July 1st. So hopefully I can do that. But I want to show you all of my singles that I have that are just like single pressed shadows. These are this many palettes. I have 7 palettes here. So I do have this little one that I had filled, but I'm gonna put the ones that I'm working on in here in that palette. So my plan is to randomize the numbers 1 through 7. So I will pull a palette and then I will pull colors from that palette. I am gonna pull 9 colors so that I can totally fill this shadow book, and this Z palette from BoxyCharm, ooh, I just dropped it. It will hold 9 shadows total. So I have put numbers on here. So this is palette number 1 on the bottom, all the way up to this Coastal Scents palette, which is palette number 7, which is totally blowing it out, so you can't see it, but these are all numbered. All of my extra large Z palettes are completely full, so they have the maximum number of shadows that I was able to put in here, and I will do it like normal, 1 through, whatever, all the way. So let's do this. I'm gonna randomize 9 numbers, 1 through 7 first, and then I'm going to randomize in each palette because not every palette has the same number of shadows in it. So for instance, this purple extra large Z palette that I actually got from a girlfriend of mine, it only has a few shadows in it. These were the ones that were left from the BoxyCharm one. This is a Colourpop one, and these are all Sydney Gray shadows, which I cannot wait for that palette to come out. It's probably out by now. My girlfriend's actually going to order it for me when she orders hers, so I'm so excited. Also, another thing I wanted to mention, palettes that have a blush in them do not count. Like, the palette counts as a palette, but I'm only counting the eyeshadow shades in here. So for instance, this Ofra palette, which is actually number 5, I have to turn down my light for this project, there we go, so you can actually see it. But these 2 colors are blushes, as well as this from Bouger or whatever, or Douce. And then this one is a highlighter, so none of those count. There's only going to be 9 shadows in here that count, and same thing, it'll just go from the top over. So yeah, oh, well, that just fell out. Okay guys, so I turned up my light again. I will turn it down to show you swatches and stuff because the light always blows out the color, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay. So I have my little paper here that I'm going to write down numbers from the Pretty Random app, which I actually don't even have. Now I gotta download it, you guys. Here we go. So I stabbed myself in the eye with my mascara today, so that was good times. Okay, I'm gonna open this app. Okay, I am randomizing them 1 through 7. Oops, not 997. I was just gonna count up all the shades and do it like that, but I don't wanna do all that. So 1 through 7, so number 7 is the first one. 5, 7, 2, 3, 5, 4, 4, and 7. Okay, well, good thing 7 is a fairly decent size palette because we have 3 of them from 7. So we'll do number 7 first, I guess, because that is the first one that we pulled. So number 7 is this Coastal Scents Z palette, or I guess it's not really a Z palette, it's just a palette. It does have a really nice mirror in there, and it is a self-made palette. It's very, very neutral toned, so I can definitely get a lot of looks out of these colors. So let's randomize and see what we get out of here. So now we are 1 through 12 for this palette, and we'll just pick the 3 ones that we got from 7 for this one. So 1 through 12, so number 12 is the first one. Number 4 is the second 7. And number 9, yes, number 9. So number 12 would obviously be all the way down to this back corner. It is a, gosh, it's like a taupey muted brown. So I am gonna grab this out and tell you guys what it's called. And I'll put it in my Z palette. So this is called Brownstone from Coastal Scents. Brownstone, there it is. I will swatch them all at the very end with the lighting better so you guys can actually see. So the number 3 number on here was also from palette number 7. So, and we chose number 4, which is this one right here. This one is like it's like a satiny color, and it's like the same color as that, but just like lighter hue of it. That's gonna be interesting. This is called Mai Tai. This is not what I would have named this shadow at all, but it's like got a shimmery look to it. So Mai Tai, also from Coastal Scents. A lot of my singles are from Coastal Scents. Colourpop, Makeup Geek, and probably a few randoms in there somewhere. So the very last number that I pulled, I'm actually gonna keep these in order of the number that they're supposed to be. So for instance, this is number 1 and number 3, so I have a spot for number 2. So the very last number that I pulled was also from palette number 7, and it was number 9. So 4, 8, 9. This will be a really good crease color for me. This is just like a warm toned light brown. Very neutral going so far. This is Harvest Brown, also from Coastal Scents. That should be a really easy shadow for me to use. I won't be multitasking shadows. You guys know I don't do that because I have too many blushes, bronzers, highlights to be multitasking, so these will all be used as shadow. So that was it from palette number 7. Kind of nervous now. All right, we did not get palette number 6 at all, but I will show you how my palette number 6 looks. That was the other Coastal Scents palette, and this one is like the lighter, peachier version, a little bit more color in this palette. So we did not get this one. We did pull palette number 5. It was the second number we pulled and the 6th number. So palette number 5 is this Ofra palette, like I said. It's only got 9 shades in here, you guys, so there's an orange and a green in there too that we could possibly pull. So let's do that. And there's a really pretty shade in here. What is this shade? Cherry Moss from Coastal Scents. That looks gorgeous. Just gorgeous. 1 through 9. Okay, so we're gonna randomize 1 through 9. We got number 5 and number 3. Uh-oh. That's a little scary. 5 and 3. So number 5 is the very middle shade right here. That one looks exactly like the other shade, but we're gonna go with it, you guys. We're gonna do this. This is called Metamorphosis, and it's from Itsy. I think I got an Itsy palette at some point, but that looks so similar to the other one. Okay, and they're right next to each other. Oh my god, they're so similar. Oh, I just dug my nail in that, dang it. I don't know, the one has more of a brown hue and the other one has more of a purpley hue, so maybe it'll be okay. And then the other one we pulled was number 6, or for shadow number 6 was number 3. Do you guys see what number 3 is? Bam! That orange color. It makes me a little nervous, but we're gonna go with it. This is Chauffeur from Colourpop, and I have used this. Oh no, I just dropped the whole thing. Okay, I have used this before and I do really enjoy it. So, okay guys, so I did totally just drop this. So that is what we're going with now for the setup. I think that's pretty close to how it was set up. I know I pulled number 3 and number 5, so that's what we're gonna roll with for this one from now on, because clearly I love dropping things because I have dropped palettes in like the last 3 of my videos, so we're here. For shadows number 7 and 8, we pulled palette number 4, which is this Z palette with mostly Sydney Grace shadows, which I am so excited. So let's see what we get. So we need 2 shades from this one. How I'm gonna count them is all the Sydney Grace first, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, which is this Colourpop one, and then 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think that's how, yeah, I think that's how we're gonna count it. So Sydney Grace first, this single, and then these 4 down here. I probably should have put them all in here and put all the blushes and stuff in the Ofra palette, but we're already here. We're already at this point because we could have easily fit 9 more shades in here. That was a mistake. That's okay. I hate that palette too, it bugs me. So we have 1 through 15. We got number 7 and number 12. Seven and 12. Uh-oh. Okay, so number 7 comes from the Sydney Grace, and it is a shimmer shade, so 5, 6, 7. Ooh, it's this green shimmer. I'm really excited about this one. This is in the shade Recruit from Sydney Grace, and it does say it's a pressed pigment. I have clearly used this before. That looks gorgeous. Oh, cannot wait to use this one. So this one is shade number 6 in our new Z palette that we made. Okay, and then number 12, of course. So 10, 11, 12. I knew I should have rearranged these, but that's okay. We are going with this dark purple. I have been really enjoying purple and green eye looks. So this is the shade Motown, and it comes from Makeup Geek. That looks really pretty, actually. I'm hoping it's quite pigmented. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm not hoping that. Okay, so far we are very neutral in our palette selection. So we do have a shade from palette number 3 and palette number 2. Nothing came from palette number 1, so we only had 2 palettes that we didn't pull. So I probably should have just done 1 from each palette, but that's okay. So palette number 3 is this black Z palette here. This is the only one of these I have. So here is our color selection. Obviously, I'm not going to be counting this blush. This is Peach Fizz. I think it's from Makeup Geek, but I can't quite remember. So with these ones, same thing. We're going to count all the way over. This little shadow does count. I cannot remember where I got that little shadow from. Oh, I think it's M Cosmetics. I'm almost 100% sure this is M Cosmetics. Yeah, Dance, Kiss, Love. That's from M Cosmetics. So we're gonna count all these and then we're gonna do a number. Okay, so I'm gonna randomize 1 through 24, and for this palette we are only picking 1 color, and this will be the 5th palette, or the 5th shade in our new palette. So 1 through 24, 17. Okay, I'm laughing because it's a black, like a black. Here it is. It's a black with purple shimmers in it, which I'm sure the purple shimmers don't show up at all. Oh gosh. This is from Coastal Scents and it is called Gunmetal. Do you guys see the little purple shimmers in there? I don't think that those actually show up. So we have black. So it'll be fun. Okay, and that is shade number 5. Wow, this is like a super neutral palette. I was not expecting that. So the very last shade is shade number 2, or I'm sorry, shade number 4, and it comes from palette number 2. So I have to do the same thing. Here is palette number 2. This one is a very blue purple palette with some browns. So this one maybe we'll get like a fun color. We'll see. Who knows anymore, right? There are 27 shades in this palette. So let's randomize it 1 through 27. All right, 1 through 27. (24) 27, 26, 25, 24. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna draw my line. I have 3 of these almost exact same colors. This is the color I had chosen. I already have 2 of those colors, literally almost the exact same, in my palette. So I'm actually gonna draw the line there and pick a new one. 14. Okay, so this is shade number 14. It comes from Coastal Scents and it is Elven Midnight. It is a shimmery purple, so I can definitely work with that. I'm surprised we got a really good mix of like shimmers, satins, mattes, like interesting. So that was shade number 14. You know, guys, normally I wouldn't pick a new color, but literally I already have 2 that are basically the exact same color and are gonna give me the exact same look. And then pulling that third one, I just can't roll with that. All right, let me show you the final palette and then we'll go from there. So it is a very neutral palette, very, very neutral, with a pop of orange, pop of purple, and a pop of green. Okay, I can roll with this. So this is what our palette looks like. These are the 2 colors I was saying that look almost identical, and pulling that third one that looked almost identical with it was just too much for me. So there's that. I will give you a swatch of all of the colors. Okay, you guys, so this is how we pulled it. It was 1 through 6 and then 7, 8, 9. I couldn't fit them all on my hand. I sure probably done them sideways, but that's okay. So these 2 similar colors are very, very similar. We have the sparkly purple. This was the black with the like purpley shimmers. Clearly no purple shimmers. This is that orangey shade, that chauffeur. This is the Sydney Gray shadow, which clearly, look at that. In just feeling it, the quality of that shadow is just amazing. This purple shadow, Motown, from Makeup Geek, I was not impressed with the quality when I put my finger in it, but you never know, it's always different. By the way, if there are any shades in this range as I'm going that I want to declutter, I am giving myself free reign to declutter shades as I go. This one here looks gorgeous. I could definitely use that one. So I don't know, you guys, it's very, very neutral. I'm really surprised. So maybe the next time we do it, I will put in every single shade, and that way the randomizer is a little bit more random than the palettes, because I just had the palettes organized as, you know, however. So the very first palette is the one with a bunch of yellows and stuff in it. So still a lot of neutrals. Clearly I'm into neutrals, but it does have quite a few yellows and oranges. I think, no, if there are any repeat shades, so like if I pulled this black and I already have that sparkly black, this is Let's Do It from Colourpop. So if I pulled this black and I still had that other black in my palette, I will also be repicking for that one as well. So this is what we're working with. I turned down my light so you guys could see it quite a bit better, but I definitely think I can make this work, especially with the palette that I'm working with right now. This gives me a lot more neutral options to pair with that Riviera palette and with my baby Pan palette. So I don't know, kind of excited. Like I said, if there's anything that I want to declutter as I go, I will declutter it. I am not afraid. All right, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this intro. I'm doing mine a little bit differently. You guys will see something a little different next month. I will be updating every month, so hopefully I can get some progress on this. This is like the 8th of the month, maybe. So I think I'm just gonna update like in the mid part of the month for next month so I can get a whole, you know, 30 days with this, or 28 days, or whatever you wanna say. But yeah, so this is what we're working with. If I want to declutter, I will. And I have something extra to bring in the next time. So we're gonna expand it a little bit for the next couple of months, and each month we're gonna add in something different. So that is gonna kind of bring a little bit more challenge to this. And also, you know, I just want to work through some of these singles. I really haven't been giving my singles enough love, and I need to, so we're here. But anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one.